Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the episode 3 of Warm Yogurt on Your Back. Take me to the movies. I am Xavier.
And I'm Mr. J.
And what were we talking about? Because, we haven't been talking about this for 5 minutes.
We had said about getting back into the Indy movies.
Ah, penises. Got it. Go ahead.
No, we're not talking about that. But anyway, now my whole thing with this, what?
I had to cough.
My whole thing with the whole indie market is, yes, everybody with a camera that loves movies wants to be called an indie filmmaker.
True.
And just because you have a camera doesn't make you a filmmaker.
True.
Just because you know how to write doesn't make you a screenwriter.
True.
And just because you can play a musical instrument doesn't make you a musician.
True.
It's just, you need to know, these people need to learn their limitations.
Correct.
And it makes a bad name for a lot of the indie filmmakers that did make it. And granted, there are some indie filmmakers that went on to lead prosperous careers and still put out junk.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some that have went on to be huge and very successful and have made some fantastic movies.
Sylvester Stallone.
I'm kind of on the fence with Sylvester
Oh, no,
Stallone.
you can sit there and say, he made his bones off of Rocky. Okay?
Sylvester Stallone, I like him as an actor.
Yeah, but I'm saying he is, despite his demeanor, is the brains of a lot of shit. You know he wrote Flashdance?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he absolutely wrote Flashdance for John Travolta.
Wow.
I had no idea until I just looked it up one day. I was like, holy shit.
Huh.
So he actually had his hands in a buttload of stuff. He still has hits or misses like everybody else, but the point is that he was a nobody living off the street, actually living in trash cans, or not in bathrooms. He was in a porn once because he had to make money, and he tells everybody, he's like, I don't regret it. It was $150. I had to make money. I didn't have any food, and he came up with this idea for Rocky.
Right.
Boom. I can't fault him for that. Once again, hit or miss. He's got his ups and downs, but he made it, and he was originally fully indie.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't Guillermo del Toro? Didn't he start out indie?
Yeah, he still is for the most part.
And
whenever he's not doing A-list stuff, he is back in the
Pan's
indie.
Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth was fucking fantastic.
I will never watch that.
Why?
Because if it's not in English, I'm not going to watch it.
Typically, I'm the same way. But honestly, this was a fantastic movie. It was visually beautiful. The story was beautiful. It was done so well. I can't knock it.
It was in Spanish, right?
Even being in Spanish. And I understand.
So do I. I was just thinking
most
the same
Spanish.
thing, but still.
But it was a great movie.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want my brain trying to translate and then having to look down at the captions to figure out the rest of it. I'll miss so much stuff. I don't want to. That'll ruin the movie for me.
Right.
I mean, give me a bad voiceover. I can live with that.
I mean, that's how I made it through Kung Fu.
There you go. Yeah. He knows what you're talking about.
You know that's going to fuck you up in the syncing process, right?
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, and for what they are, those old Japanese kung fu movies, still some of my favorite fucking movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple weeks ago, I just watched Shogun Assassin again, and I mean, visually that's a shitty movie, but the story and the direction of it is just. It's so beautifully done. I love it. And I walked into that movie knowing what it was.
Right.
So I could appreciate it for what it was.
So what you're saying is, going back to your It Comes on Your Back at Night, it was too hyped up to be a major movie, and it totally pretty much lied to you going in, and then you would have appreciated it more if someone would have said, hey, this is completely indie, it's subpar at best.
Right. I think because of the marketing, I think is what threw me off.
Right.
I mean, I know Redbox has been accepting a lot more indie movies lately.
Which also
there was one that I watched a couple of months ago. It involved two brothers that became serial killers, and just the story on the DVD, and it sounded like a good story. Yeah. And I watched this movie, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, I can't wrap my head around this movie now.
Yeah.
Like, and it was literally that forgettable that I can't even remember the fucking name of it.
Wow.
But, I mean, and like, I'm a huge Tarantino fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Tarantino fan. And he got his start at Sundance in the indie movies. I mean, he wrote and sold scripts to Hollywood just to make it.
Right.
He never went to film school. He worked at Blockbuster Video or a video store or some shit and just watched movies all day and was like, you know what? I can fucking do this.
Yeah.
And he did it.
Yeah.
And he's made some of the most memorable movies and most memorable characters known to man. He's had his flops, don't get me wrong. But all in all, I mean, I've taken a lot of like my screenwriting inspiration from Tarantino. Just because he is an excellent storyteller. Like Reservoir Dogs was like built with like no. Oh my god, it was a great movie, and it was built on like no budget whatsoever.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing with I think we discussed this in one of the first episodes we've ever done. Highlander, the original Highlander, had like a $15,000 or $150,000 budget. That was it.
Yeah. Nobody
wanted it, and yet it is a fucking cult classic. To this day, people still fucking talk about it.
Well, same with Clerks.
Yeah, there you go.
Like Kevin Smith had to call off of work to film Clerks, and like Black and White used a local convenience store and his friends and family as the cast, and it's still one of my favorite movies to this day.
Same with Mallrats.
Oh my god, yeah. Like. But one of the problems I do kind of have is, like, as these directors and screenwriters, as they grow in the industry, it seems like they're trying to conform with industry standards instead of keeping to their roots.
Right.
Their roots is what made them, and it built their fan base. Right. Stick with it.
Which is why we have said from the beginning we will never sell out. If you're going to try and censor us or make us fucking conform, fuck you. We don't care how much money you're willing to offer us. It's not going to work like that.
And I don't know if it's the Screenwriters Guild that's just got a chokehold on these guys or what. That they have to conform. I don't get it. But I don't know. It's just, like I said, Reservoir Dogs, fucking classic. Clerks, fucking classic.
Yeah.
Like Tarantino's newest movie, The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Or is that what it was? Yeah,
sure.
I think so. Even Inglourious Bastards, there were parts of it that were your typical Tarantino movie.
I wasn't a fan of Inglourious Bastards.
But you knew that they were Tarantino movies.
No.
Maybe because Samuel L. Jackson was in them, and he's in everything that Tarantino
Of course.
But at the same time, it was just like, it wasn't a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't have that Reservoir Dogs or that Pulp Fiction feel.
Right.
You know, he got really in depth in his story and kind of forgot about his story.
Yeah. Well, it's like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. You know?
I can't stand that motherfucker.
He's not good as far as I'm concerned, but the way he...
Every one of his movies would be fucking fantastic if you eliminated the last 15 minutes of every fucking movie that he makes.
But that's his twist.
The twist is what fucks the movie up.
Why?
Okay. Spoiler alert, people. These movies have been out forever, but in case you haven't seen them, The Sixth Sense. Okay, we all know that he's fucking dead like halfway through the fucking movie. Okay. Signs. Oh, it's aliens. Really? The aliens die with water. Why an intelligent fucking life being, why would it come to a planet that is predominantly fucking water and try to take over the fucking world? If you know that can kill you.
Because there is land?
The Village. If that movie was about these fucking monsters that actually lived in the woods,
it would have been awesome.
Fucking great.
I agree with that one completely.
To find out that it was just a walled-off community of people that just didn't want to fucking deal with society.
Right. Kind of.
Really?
It did ruin it, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. But
was it Dreamcatcher or Dreamwatcher or whatever? Dreamcatcher?
The one with I Am...
Whatever. It was the one about the guys in the woods, and it was like some spiritual shit, like some spiritual Native American shit, and it turned out to be fucking aliens again.
I Am Duddits.
It's like, dude, come on.
That's a fantastic
movie. You can make a fucking movie without there being a twist.
Okay, but my point of bringing all this up before you end with a rant, which is fine by me, is that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong still sticks to his roots.
I will give him that.
That's what I'm getting at. Like him or dislike him, he keeps his base based on what he originally did.
Yeah.
Like Disney. Disney's totally fucking things up. Your shit is cartoons. Stop. Stop with everything else that you're doing. We don't want your meaty fingers and shit that does not concern you. You know what? Pirates of the Caribbean. Fantastic movies. Guess what? They would have been better without Disney involved.
Yeah.
They would have been grittier and...
They could have got a lot darker.
Yeah. And,
which they should have.
Yeah, especially the first one. I mean, dead fucking pirates. Undead pirates. You can't get more fucking awesome than that.
Yeah, but they made them so cartoony.
Yeah, it's because of Jack Sparrow, which we loved the character, but it was so Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
That you couldn't take the storyline seriously. Once again, not knocking the movies. Love the movies, but I thought they would have been so much better without Disney involved. Which is what's going to happen with the MC universe, with Marvel and everything like that.
Yeah, because I mean they're talking about being slated to put out another Punisher movie.
And if Disney gets their hands on that, it's no.
Right. Like the original Punisher movie that was put out with Thomas Jane
wasn't gritty
for
enough.
what it was. For what it was okay.
That made me enjoy the character, like made me feel the character, but it didn't make me feel Punisher. I didn't really feel Punisher in that one.
But when they put out Punisher Warzone,
right, that was all
with Ray
Punisher.
Stevenson.
Yeah, that was all Punisher, blood, guts, gritty.
That was the Punisher that we needed. What fucked that up was the villain. Mm-hmm. The villain was just too jokey.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even that jokey in the comics.
Right.
Like, really, that movie should have had Kingpin as the villain. Yeah. The Kingpin as the main villain, and the Punisher, and leave it open-ended.
Yeah, which at the end, if Kingpin's in it and he's the main bad guy, he's not going to be killed. But how far will the Punisher go to annihilate everything that Kingpin stands for? His entire empire.
Right.
Which he can
exactly. Do. And that is the point of the Punisher, is getting out there and just fucking doing what the police can't or won't do.
Yeah, agreed.
And he is that, and I'm a huge fan of vigilante characters.
Same.
Like, the Punisher is by far my favorite Marvel character. Batman, by far my favorite DC hero. And they're both no superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bruce Wayne's got billions of dollars.
Yeah, but it's his IQ. It's his intellect that makes him shine.
Right. I mean, the Punisher, he's just got a shitload of guns and a lot of military training.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
You know, they're both, but even the Punisher, he gets out there and he does what even Batman won't do. He will shove a gun down somebody's throat and pull the trigger in a second. Yeah. Batman's like, I'm going to beat your ass and drop you off in jail.
Which is why I enjoyed the TV show Daredevil season 2. The Punisher made that season.
I never watched the show Daredevil because I never got into the character. So Ben Affleck fucking ruined the movie for me. He
absolutely ruined it.
So
don't watch, if you ever get on Netflix, don't watch the first season, just watch the second season. It's all about the Punisher. And it's good. There's no Ben Affleck to it. And Wilson Fisk being portrayed, the guy that plays him,
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio, he fucking plays that like a god.
He plays villains pretty fucking spot on.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got to take another break because we're running over on time here. So we'll get back to this when we get back, and stay tuned.
Yeah.